This is going to be a video on how to improve your consistency in fitness. You see something new here, some explanations on what I'm talking about. So hopefully these add to the video. Hopefully these explain it to you better what I'm talking about and really help you understand and take action. Number one is change your mindset of what you consider consistency to be. A lot of people have the belief that, oh, I missed this day, I missed that day, and therefore I'm not consistent. I wouldn't recommend you to do that. I would recommend you compare yourself year to year and do not be impatient with your results. Let's say you've been lifting since the start of this year and you went to the gym, you worked out literally once a week, like an extremely low level of commitment. So here it says you worked out 50 days a year in 2024, 1 day a week. You wouldn't even really call that guy someone that goes to the gym, right? But if in that year you exercise 50 times in total, instead of being sad that you missed 6 days of the gym because as a beginner you started a bad routine of a 6-day push-pull leg split, be happy that you got the 50 days. Be happy that you got the 1 day per week more than what you did in 2023. Then let's say the next year you're more comfortable in the gym and you go 2 or 3 days a week. You go 120 days a year, right? That's amazing progress. Don't think that, oh, since you're an intermediate lifter now, according to these YouTubers, that you should be following your 6-day push-pull leg split and that you're not good enough. You're making amazing progress since you got 70 more days than last year. That's genuinely amazing progress, 70 more days to build up that habit to 120 days in just 2 years. And then let's say the next year you build up to 150 or 180 days, right? You're going 3 to 4 days a week now in 2026. In only 3 years, you've built up to 180 days a year. That's more than most people who consider themselves avid lifters exercise 3 to 4 days a week. If you're consistent with those 3 to 4 days a week, you'll make amazing progress. And then let's say finally, in the final year of you trying to improve your dedication, you move up to, in 2027, 220 days of going to the gym or exercising per week, 4 times a week. That's genuinely like athlete level consistency. So don't think to yourself that you can become this athlete level consistency, this 220 days level of consistency in just your first 6 months of working out. Try to look year by year, or even if you're impatient, try to look month by month. But don't say that since I missed yesterday, I'm not consistent. No, go year by year and you'll make better, healthier progress that way. In this situation where you started this year, you're thinking that because I started at 50 days, you're not in a good spot. But think about the fact that in only 4 years, you're moving up to 220 days. You're moving up to 4 days a week of exercising, and you would have looked significantly better by this point. Point number 2 is create a higher baseline of activity. So the reason you're not consistent right now is because of a result of your bad days, not your good days. Your bad days are the reason that you aren't achieving your goal in fitness that you want to achieve. So think, how can I optimize my bad days? How can I improve that? I used to have this idea, if I make my routine harder and if I make it more intense, if I add more exercises, I'll be more likely to stick to it. I thought that I would be more likely to stick to a routine that's in its name harder to stick to because I thought it's going to be more rewarding or something, or I think that it's actually only worth it. No, make your bad days better because that's where you have a lot of ground to make up. Your good days are already good. Your good days, you don't have to worry about that. You're hitting a 90-minute workout on your good days. Your good days are the reason that you've made all the progress you've made already. You need to focus on optimizing your bad days, the days where you're sick, the days where you went out the night before, the days where you're traveling, the days where you have an exam the next day, the days you're depressed. Work on those days. And the way that you do that is instead of making a barrier for success, let's say your normal 1 hour or 90-minute gym workout, make it extremely low, but still a good step higher than what you would have done in your old self. So let's say, a little diagram here. Let's say your old self, that's you on a normal Monday. You're doing no activity. Let's say, but the next day you step it up. On Tuesday, your new baseline for the rest of your life, right, is to do 10 push-ups. Or you could, if you're, I don't want to say advanced because it's push-ups every day, but let's say on Wednesday, don't have space. Let's say on Wednesday your new baseline is 50. 50 push-ups a day is your new baseline for the rest of your life. It's not going to make you significant gains. Doing this is not going to help you build muscle. It probably will help you build muscle, but that's not the aim of what we're trying to do. The aim of you doing this is that you'll do more than the old version of yourself, your Monday self that is 0 reps. And then you're going to end up having good days no matter what. When you end up having a good day on this Tuesday, you might do 50 reps. Let's say you're having a good day on this Wednesday let's say you do this right now, and in a few months you decide to step it up. You decide to do 50 reps. When you end up having a good day for this baseline, you're going to end up doing weighted push-ups, explosive push-ups, clapping push-ups, every single type of push-up that you can, because you finally have that motivation to work out. Discipline gets you to this point of doing 50 push-ups, but once you have this discipline to do 50 push-ups, your motivation is going to carry you further, and your motivation is going to carry you to those 60-90 minute workouts. So the day that you don't feel good, just do your 10 push-ups, 50 push-ups, whatever it is, and say to yourself, yeah, I actually exercised today. And so you can tick it off. If we look at on the left, another scientific diagram. On the left, you have probably you right now, right? Oh, this could be worse than you right now. It could be better than you. On the left, we have 28-day month. We're tracking the days that we hit a 90-minute gym session. So we hit it around 9 days out of 28, a quarter of the time. This is not a good situation to be in, hitting your ideal workout a third of the time. But if we look on the right-hand side, you're hitting this workout 24 days out of 28 days. This is just a made-up scenario, right? But you're hitting your workout. Let's say you have the same amount of motivation as before. So you hit the workout 9 times, your 90-minute workout 9 times, same as before, 9 times. Plus, let's say you miss 4 days of your 10 push-ups, which is unrealistic. But let's say you miss 4 days out of the whole month with 10 push-ups a day. You're still hitting your push-ups 16 times. And let's say that obviously you're going to have motivation once you hit those 16 or once you hit those 10 push-ups. Let's say only half the time they hit the push-ups, you end up doing a full 60-minute workout because you get the motivation to do the after. Not even a full workout. You end up doing a 60-minute workout, less than your normal workout, but let's say you add some weight in a backpack and you hit some 5 sets of push-ups. You're doing way better in this situation. You're working out way more. You're working out a good few hours more this month. And that's going to build up over the year. You're going to build more muscle. And that's going to help you become more consistent in going to the gym. Just to give you an example from my life, if you're listening till now, you probably think I have a decent idea of what I'm talking about, right? But right now, a bad day for me diet-wise, so I used to struggle with eating junk food, right? I used to struggle with eating whole packets of Oreos. So I remember last year, this one morning, I had a whole family pack of Oreos, 3 or 4 rows of 11 Oreos. And I had that for breakfast because I was used to it. I was used to having that amount of junk food every single day. Now, my bad day for me is eating one Subway loaf size thing of a chicken sandwich in that Subway loaf. Because I said to myself, I don't want to have bread or carbs that much. A bad day for me is having traditionally pretty healthy food. Like a Subway bread is a pretty healthy food. But that's a bad day for me. And that's the drastic changes you can make when you try to take it slowly. So in just 1 year, I went from having a family pack of Oreos to having that one Subway sub as my bad day. So those were the 2 main tips, right? The 2 main tips were look at your year and base your progress based on what you achieve in that year. Don't base your progress based on how you felt yesterday or how you felt this week. Base it on what you achieved in the year, and you'll see that as you go from 50, 120, 180, 220, as you go through these years and you build up and up, your progress will look so much better. Point number 3 is exercising with friends, or having a form of social proof of your fitness. So exercising with friends works because no one wants to be the lazy friend, right? No one wants to be the friend that's skipping workouts. So by having this as a form of social proof, it's incredibly important in making you more consistent. Because let's say your normal reason for going to the gym fails, and this motivation fails you. You're like, I'm not going to go to the gym this day. When you have another layer of proof in your social proof, that stops you from skipping the gym. Because you want to keep up and you want to eventually exceed your friends. So I'll give you an example. This isn't related to the gym, it's related to studying, which I used to struggle with. Me and my friends, we started using this study app called, I think, YPT. Set it up, it's like all Korean or something. Probably has spyware on it, hacked into my iPad. But this app gave me a pretty significant boost in my study time. Like every single day, I'm doing at least 30 minutes of study. And that's like on the days where I'm fully dead, where the last thing I want to do is studying. But 95% of the time, I'm doing my regular 3 to 4 hours of studying, right? So the same thing would apply to fitness. If you can figure out a way, like even a group chat, if you can figure out, like if you find an app that lets you track like what days you and your mates work out, that would help you significantly, because then you can't cheat out of your workouts and do nothing that day. It gives you a form of friendly competition, and these two things combine to help you become more consistent in the gym. Point number 4 is habit trackers. So I personally use this for habits like sleeping earlier before 11 p.m. And then I also tracked doing my 3 sets of pull-ups per day on my phone. And then for my diet, I tracked if I had junk food or not that day. So this was extremely helpful because you want to keep improving your score, right? It's almost like a game. You want to keep moving up and up, and you want to improve your score for the month. This is my habit tracker for the month of April. This is it here. So this is the start of April. These are all my habits up the top. I'll show you the ones for junk food. So this one that says NSWFD, this one means no sugar, whole food diet. So you can see that I was sort of struggling with this. I think on the other side I have my whole stats for the month. I only got to 22 days out of 39 tracking my junk food, or tracking the food that I had, right? But one reason for this could be the fact that I was like tracking, am I eating bread? Am I eating rice? Am I eating pasta? Maybe I'm coping right now by allowing carbs. But I think out of those 22 days out of 39 that I had clean food, I think that could have been up to like 30 or 32 if I allowed myself to have bread, allowed myself to have rice in that 39-day block. But this, even though 22 days out of 39 is still a lot of room for progress, right? This was significantly better than me last year. Well, last year I'd literally have junk food every single day after school, like going to shops after school and buying like a pack of Oreos, like buying a pack of like wafers. I would struggle with that every day, but because of this habit tracker, I have a reason to change my habits. I have a reason to not have the junk food, because I want to. It's a form of keeping myself accountable to myself. It's a form of keeping myself accountable because I want to keep improving my score month by month. And I think I was tracking my phone, but I think for the month of June, I got something like in the mid-20s in eating clean food. And that was because I literally just ate meat, fruit, vegetables. And I allowed myself to have bread like 2 or 3 times a week because it's getting pretty restrictive. Point number 5 is make it part of an existing routine. So I learned this from a video about the book Atomic Habits, like a summary video. Basically, you want to make your new habit part of an existing system. So it's not going to be like I'm going to exercise twice a week, right? It's going to be, let's say Monday and Thursday. I'm going to go to the gym after school or uni or work or whatever at 5 p.m. And then you tie your new activity to something you're already forced to do. So I implemented this personally when I'm walking home from school. Let's say my school, I walk home at 4 p.m. And then 4 or 5, I just bang out 3 sets of pull-ups. Like there's like a hoop near my house where I can do pull-ups. I just bang out 3 sets of pull-ups to failure, and then I go home. Whatever clothes I'm wearing, I just put my stuff down and I do my 3 sets of pull-ups, right? So since the start of this year, when I had school or football or something, I've done this pretty much every day, unless it's like extreme like rain or something, right? But pretty much every day I've done this. But interestingly, on Sunday, when I got nothing on, I do my pull-ups maybe like half the time. So it's interesting that tying my pull-ups to an existing habit of school means I do it pretty much all the time. So in summary, the things I am doing to improve my consistency in working out is create a new mindset of consistency where you improve on a yearly or even monthly basis. Number 2, you mark this based on your new baseline. So you do a little more exercise than you on like your rest days or the days where you do nothing. So you mark it based on, am I doing the 10 push-ups, 50 push-ups a day? You can boost this further with these 3 tips here. Doing exercise with friends and having a form of social proof using habit trackers as a form of proof to yourself that you're doing the habits correctly, and then adding it on to an existing routine, so there's no friction or anything. You just do it after your school uni work, and you set it as these two activities are connected together. Thanks for watching. Hopefully the drawings added to the video. Thanks for watching.